Welcome back, baby. Volume 104 coming at you Sunday, April 6th. We have a lot to get into. I'ma wait. I want you to talk for a little bit because once I start talking,
you gonna be rolling.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, it's
train's
gonna be
leaving
rolling.
the station.
Yeah, so
I heard you.
I want you to say stuff.
For sure.
We're back in studio.
Woo-woo.
Me, Ian, Lara, DJ APM.
Hello,
Carmen. Ben Diego's in the building.
Carmen.
And we got a new sound guy. Unfortunately, Johan went to follow his dreams of running a taco truck in Phoenix.
Trucks, yeah.
And he's doing good.
He's doing great.
Good. I spoke to him earlier today. He said the tacos are moving.
Salsa Verde.
Yeah, he said if you're ever in Phoenix, look him up.
Have you? I mean, you're a touring comedian. You've been to Arizona before.
Oh, many times. Yeah.
Have you seen?
I'll be there again in August.
Look at that.
I'll see Johan. I'll go visit the truck.
You're staying at his house.
Yeah. I think he lives in the truck.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. He showed me a video. He had like a bed in the back.
Is it a double decker or
no? It's just very simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
He's still part of the podcast, by the way. He still does. He won't be in studio no more. Or maybe we'll have him call in sometimes.
I think we should film his reaction. Yeah, we should. And we should film his reaction editing this.
We'll just have him be in the video and we'll be in studio. But fear not, we got Amir doing the sound. Say what up to the people, Amir.
What's up, people?
Hey, Boogie.
Amir is black.
Let's get that out of the way first.
Our people, they like to know the race of
this
people.
This is the Diversipod.
They like to know the race of our people behind the camera. But Amir's doing our sound now. Johan is still doing editing, so he'll still be part of the podcast. He's just not in studio no more. So shout out to Johan.
Shout out.
And que viva la raza.
Whoa.
Latino heat. But yeah, what's up, man?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm dressed in all black. No, I was not out with Kanye. Just to let's get that off the table.
I saw that interview.
Oh my goodness. I'm good, bro. You know, happy to be back. Happy to be back in studio. The weather's finally transitioning in New York City, but it's also like going from 80 degrees to 20 degrees. So I have a little bit of a cold, but I'll be at.
What we had, it was 80 degrees on Saturday.
Yep.
Were you guys here?
I was outside in a major way.
In a real way.
In a real way? Was there frozen margaritas involved?
Yes, among many things. And I went to McCarran, which is, for those of you not from New York, it's like a park in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. It felt like Woodstock. Like there wasn't a spare patch of grass.
A lot of white people?
Honestly, mixed.
That wasn't Woodstock.
What? Yeah, I guess you're right.
Didn't feel like
it was
Woodstock at all.
Woodstock.
Didn't
Yeah.
feel like Woodstock
That's a
at all.
t-shirt.
But
oh, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
Brooklyn's Woodstock.
Brooklyn's Woodstock.
We might have to blurt that out.
Yeah.
That's like any Saturday. But yeah, the entire city, I was like, I couldn't think too much about how many people were outside because I was like, I'm going to freak out. Like the sheer amount of people on public
crazy.
Transit. Nuts.
Yeah. And women scantily clad.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't wearing a bra. Yeah.
You don't wear bras though.
What? Yes, I do.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't.
I'm looking to wear less.
Is there a certain temperature that's just like, okay, no bra check?
By the way, speaking of the no bras, I have to say, I'll get into everything, but I was in Tyler, Texas this weekend.
Shout out to Tyler.
Shout out to the Rose City Comedy Club. 2 hours out of Dallas. I flew into Dallas, drove down to Texas, had some adulterers come to the show.
Shout out.
They say hello to Carmen, APM, and Johan.
Shout out.
They didn't know you yet, but they said hello. I think one of the girls' names was Tanya.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
Shout out to Tanya.
She was from Canada and she'd moved to Tyler. Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't ask.
Okay.
But she went with her friend. She said she was a big adulterer.
That's
she listened
fire.
to the pod. She asked about APM. She said she likes Carmen. And our other friend of the pod, Taylor, shout out to Taylor. I met Taylor in Tyler. And she's a pod listener, loves the pod.
Shout out to
Taylor. She's up on it. She knows what's going on. And she doesn't wear bras.
Oh.
Wow.
Which, it's kind of like what we push here.
So it was Tanya, Taylor, and Tyler.
And Tyler, yeah. I didn't even put that together.
Yeah, it's okay.
But shout out to all the adulterers. And Carmen, you're becoming like, people are like starting to like you.
You're a fan favorite.
I was worried it might not ever happen.
Yeah.
But
People don't like
no, I knew you. You're an acquired taste. I said that from the beginning.
And people don't like change.
Yeah, I said that from the beginning, but I've had a couple people. I even had some DMs. People be like, "Okay, I'm starting to like Carmen." So I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it.
That's good. That's
people
good.
are definitely changing their tune on you.
Yeah, that's good. You came in hot. It was during the election. Election season.
Yeah, was it?
I don't know what that
when
means.
Did you come? When did you start?
I think it was like last October, but I'm also like, I'm like, I'm not gonna like if you're asking me insane questions, I'm just gonna be my personality, and if people don't like me,
well, that's the thing. I think when it comes to podcasts, I think people don't like it when you withheld like information on them. People just want you to like answer. Sometimes people be on podcasts and they'll be like, you ask them something, you'll be like, I don't want to. People don't like that. People want to hear, even if you make it up, they just want to hear like the worst things about you, and you have like a lot of bad stories. So I think this is what. This is why you're growing on
people are identifying.
Yeah, people
with?
are identifying into like. That's the thing on podcasts, in radio. Failure is good.
It's great.
I've made a living out of failure.
It's
like,
great.
I've made a living out of like failed dating stories, miserable flights, miserable traveling stories, and this is what people love about me.
Bro, because most of life is actually failure.
Yeah.
Like when you think about it, it's not ESPN, it's not Sports Center all the time. Like there's a lot of failure involved. So
that's what I appreciate about comedy. We're like the one craft where failure is encouraged.
It's motivated.
Like in everything else, like in music and rapping, you gotta be like, I'm the boss, like I'm the king, I got so much money. But in comedy, you can be like, I'm a total loser who can't keep an erection. And people are like, I like this guy.
This guy is transparent.
Because it's more, failure is more relatable than success.
Yeah, no one listening to this is successful.
1000%.
So they're definitely not gonna relate.
And then, success is relative in the sense of, all right, like you might be successful in New York and then you might, and on a grand scale, like that's a big success, but then it's also like, you're not making shit, you're not doing anything.
Right.
So then it's just like to somebody who's in like, the middle of wherever they're at, and they're just like, nah, I'm going through it. And this guy's talking about going through it too. So I like that I can relate to that.
And that's the good part about adulterers. The adulterers are just like us, they're habitual losers that are due for a win, and that's why they listen, because the win is coming. And then they can feel that it's coming.
The win is coming.
T-shirt.
That's a t-shirt.
Yeah.
That's
so what's
good.
been new with you, man? I feel like in the last few episodes, we haven't really
that's good.
kept up with what's going on with you. And people want to know. People are saying that.
Hey, man. Hey, what's up, adulterers? I'm out here. I'm dressed up today because, like you said, going through real life, I have a corporate event that I'm DJing afterwards.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it's kind of like it's at a really dope location at Rockefeller Center, very, very high up.
Rockefeller Center.
Yeah,
I've been there. You know what they filmed there, right?
The Tonight Show.
Yes, sir.
With Jimmy Fallon.
Yes, sir.
Will this be your
34th floor? I've done it 4 times.
Okay,
I'm going for 5.
Yeah,
I'll do 5 this year.
Okay,
I just gotta write some Tonight Show jokes. A lot of the stuff I've been writing right now is like too dark or
really
cursy.
Why? Are you in a dark mood?
No. It's not dark in a bad way. Just not Tonight Show. Not Tonight Show.
All right.
But
yo, darkness comes with adulthood too. Like I feel like I've been toying with the darkness a little bit.
I mean, we're all dark except Carmen.
No, she's dark inside.
Yeah, but in the outside, very, very white.
There you go.
But that's what people tune in for.
The darkness.
This is like people listen to us because one, we're black guys who are very in style thanks to the Kardashians.
Oh, of course.
And 2, because we keep it real.
Can we pause right there?
Yeah, please.
Did they make us hot or did we make them hot?
Well, I mean, if we're being
is that
fair,
paradoxical?
when you say hot, we have to really talk about what we mean.
Hot.
Because I remember when the Kardashians first came out, when Kim was hot in like 2006, 2007.
Yeah,
she was dating black men,
of course,
and that in tune made it cool for all the white girls in my high school to date black men. Once Kim had a Reggie Bush, everybody wanted a black football player.
Boom,
which wasn't me, but it was nice to see all the other guys who were cool and athletic get the white girls.
That and also. I feel like for a long time, this might be a little controversial. So if you want to put a controversial warning or like some kind of tag, but I feel like, if we're going to put the elephant out in the room, black guys made like white girls with ass popular. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that started a whole trend. And now it's like, it's not just a particular kind of white girl that gets the black guys. It's the white girls with ass.
I'm going to be honest with you, though. I don't think it could have been done without the Kardashians.
Of course not.
Kim,
no, she
I think Kim is an ally that we must, like when the history books are written, we have to give her credit for what she did for the culture.
For girls with ass?
Yeah, for the culture. Okay. She'd really made it. And it wasn't just black guys. It was like dark, it wasn't like, we're not talking about like, Chris Brown. We're talking about dark
yeah,
men.
For sure.
She really led the way.
Trailblazers.
Yeah, she really did.
To an NBA sponsorship.
Yeah. Kim, she's a friend of the pod. If you ever want to come on, Kim,
Icon.
You're welcome. We'll shoot around your schedule.
Icon.
We'll go to LA.
We'll go to LA. Yeah, for sure.
Isn't that cool? Like some people are so big that if they decide that they want to film, we have to fly all production there, and we would do it at the drop of a heartbeat.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's insane. Being that type of famous
at her house, worth it.
Absolutely.
To see inside that house.
We're like, if Kim Kardashian reached out to the pod and was like, "Hey guys, I've heard you guys are been failing your whole life. I want to give you guys a win. I'll be on your podcast." Is there anywhere on the planet where she could be like she's at where we wouldn't go?
Absolutely not. And also, like you said, the win is coming. Please continue.
We could go to. Kim could be like, "Yo, I'm in North Korea right now. Like, but I could get you guys passes."
I was thinking in the Middle East. I'm like, I don't know.
I like
record
the
a
Middle East.
podcast.
I like the Middle East.
We're going.
I've been to the Middle East. I mean, Dubai is in the Middle East.
We're going.
Yeah, I was thinking more like conflicts. Conflict
like where?
Zones.
Like Iran?
Yeah.
Iran's good.
We'll be in there.
They're good.
It's podcast friendly.
I want to meet Chris too.
Chris who?
Chris Jenner.
Oh, a lot of the Middle East people now, a lot of the Middle East countries want to like Saudi Arabia and stuff, they want to bring in tourism. So they're just like allowing a lot of stuff that they wouldn't allow. So we can just go up there and like, you know, shake women's hands and they're like, that's cool.
That's cool.
You know. So yeah, so what'd you get into last week?
Last week, I got into a lot. I actually got into my soft girl era, and I'm just playing.
Wow.
I see that's what's actually, it's funny. I'm off social media. I've been off social media since the start of Lent.
Yeah, I was gonna say we need you back. We need you to start promoting these episodes.
I know. I'm coming back.
People just delete social media. Like if you delete social media, a lot of times, for all intents and purposes, you are dead.
Yeah, exactly.
You are not living. One of my boys deleted social media. I haven't spoke to him since. He's like one of my closest friends.
Yeah.
He texted me like, "Yo, I'm deleting Instagram." I said, "So this relationship is done."
It's done.
I'm not sending you memes. I can't send you fat asses. It's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
Nah, but I needed a break, man. It was just like too much. And then it's funny, if we're really getting into it, like I'm at that point of like, man, like I got to start making changes of operation or like freeing up some mental space, because like I gotta like figure things out, you know. I got a lot of good things happening at the same time, but at the same time too, it's like, you know, when you get to that position of like I gotta kind of like be sharper, I gotta make better decisions, and like the only thing that I have to correlate to it is like being an athlete. When you go from being okay to like I'm starting to get better, like if you wanted to have a better jump shot, you spent all summer just shooting, and like eventually, like even if you missed a lot that you made that went in, you got better. So I'm at that phase in life right now.
You know, I have to tell you being off social media, like 8 p.m. posts on his stories. He's a good follow. And he posts on his Instagram stories at least once a week. Graphic of nobody cares, work harder. Yeah. And it's like hysterical because it's the same graphic every time. But every time I see it, I'm like, that's so fucking true. Go to the gym, Carmen. I've been missing you on there. I've been falling off.
Yeah, and I was just like, nah, I'm out. Like it's actually like a challenge, because I noticed myself just randomly scrolling on shit that I really don't care about. And it's just like,
that's Instagram.
Yo, bro, you know you got things that you actually have to get done. Like you need to do, you know? Like I'm in between opportunities right now. I got laid off like everybody else for my day job. So it's like, you know, all right, the other opportunity is coming, but you can't sit down and wish. You gotta like get out of your comfort zone. I'm going to networking events where I had gotten comfortable because everything was going well. You know what I'm saying? And then like now I'm having to learn new skills, like transitioning to the position that I want to transition to. And that requires work. That requires a lot of like focus.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting because I'm at that point where it's just like, nah, social media got to go for right now. But then at the same time too, it's like, you know, we got to get that win is coming. T-shirts coming soon.
You know, we here at the Adulthood Pod, we love a transition. I mean, no one is more pro-trans than us. we support it on all facets. And I think that if handled correctly, getting let go from a job can be the best thing that happens to somebody in their life. If you do the right things and use it as a motivation and a catalyst to push yourself to be in the place that where you really, really want to be. Yeah. I feel like when you get let go of your job, that's like the time where you got to be like, okay, well, I'm unemployed now. I got nothing. Like, what do I really want to do? And you have the opportunity to do it. Now, granted, I know some people, you know, they get laid off. They have a family to support. And that's a different conversation. I'm not really speaking to those people, but the people who are like, okay, I'm at this crossroads now where like, maybe I don't have a ton of responsibilities. I don't have like a family and stuff, but I have opportunity and I have a little money saved where now I can do the things I really want to do. I always talk about the video that I saw of Doshi, like when she got fired. I think she worked at like Chapelle. In like 2021, she got fired from Chipotle, and she literally made like a Instagram video that was like, hey guys, I just got fired from Chipotle. I think I'm gonna start taking the music seriously. And fast forward 2 years later, she's like best rap album at the Grammys, and is the hottest rapper out right now.
Yeah,
you know, killing it for the women. So if taking the opportunity and seizing it, I think losing your job or being let go it's the universe way of telling you that you could be doing better.
Yeah,
you could be doing better than this.
You got it. You have to seize it, and like you also have to like. The way I'm approaching it is like approaching it like an athlete of like, all right, like I'm at the point where I know certain decisions are gonna lead to something positive, something negative, and aspects of something as simple as like going to the gym regularly, right? Like now I realize that like for like success to come, you have to be sound both mentally and physically. And it's not even for like no self-aggrandizing or like I'm not trying to get healthy to post shirtless selfies on Instagram. Maybe I am, right? That might be a motivation. That's just in the back of my head.
I don't think anyone gets healthy to do that. But I think that's just what comes.
It comes. Yeah. Right. But like I have to be in shape to like deal with the mental strain of like I realized that I'm an introvert. Like, I'm actually very introverted. Don't let the podcast fool you. So, like, talking to people and having to say the same thing over and over again is just like, okay, this is draining.
But if we're being honest, like, you're not an introvert. You're not. People, like, a lot of people like to say that, but they're not. Like, real introverts are, like, that's a real thing. Like, where they can't speak or be around people.
Yeah.
But it's like, you like your alone time.
I respect it more.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But I think there's like a middle between like, you know,
an introvert.
You're like, you know, I'm an introvert. Fast forward to like you in the middle of a club, shirtless, like doing
a helicopter.
You're like, I don't really like people. I don't like to be around people.
Another one. You're
doing shots at the club.
That's the story of my
DJ
life.
Booth.
That's the story of my life.
No, but it's you. This podcast could very well be called Level Up because that's what we're about. And we start from the bottom and we figure out how to elevate ourselves, and sometimes it's through tough love. I'm the giver of it. I'm the tough love giver. You need if you ever need. By the way, adulterers, if you ever need somebody to tell you about yourself and how poorly you're doing, send me a DM and unblock your page and let me go through it.
We need to monetize this. Like, you need to be on that Cameo app, but under a very specific category of like, do you need your friend whooped into shape?
Yeah, like a motivational, but like not positive.
$50 for a minute.
Yeah, send me $50 and I'll read you for filth. And I do it to myself. It's like that's a Virgo thing. They say.
Really?
Yeah, like Virgos are like
radically.
They say like honest. Yeah, like they like don't ask a Virgo if you don't really want to know the answer.
Are they like children?
How? Like, because children
like, they don't know how to lie.
Yeah.
Until like the age of 5, they're telling you you're getting the truth.
Yeah.
I've gotten nicer though. I used to like I don't say things in like the meanest way. Obviously on the podcast, you know, you're trying to be funny and the adulterers get it, but I used to say it in real life, like in like a mean way. And I used to be like, what? It's just like the truth.
It's the truth. Yeah, you can't weaponize the truth.
No, but yeah, you gotta. I'll soften it now. So like, if you're like a total loser, I would be like, you know what? You're not like you're not like a total loser. You're like a semi loser.
You're in progress.
Yeah, you're a work in progress. You know where you are. You're like, you know, like like when stuff is under construction, but you're not a building yet. You're just like a demolished landfill. But there's potential. Once we clean up all the garbage from your life, we can start building.
Bro, that doesn't sound bad. Yeah. You might have a future in this.
Yeah, you know.
We record a couple of tapes. What's the number? 347-378-9423.
And also, don't hit me up talking about how I'm a loser, because I'll be the first one to tell you. So I don't need that. I do it to myself.
Person edition.
Huh?
Yeah. I said it's like Extreme Makeover Person Edition. Where's that show?
Yeah. We'll come in and 2 people that don't have their life together will come in and fix your life.
God, it's a great idea.
Yeah,
Can I get PA on it?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Of course.
We got to sign the release though, because what if they don't fix it? Then that's not on us.
Well, speaking of heights, do you want to go into the origin of your merch?
Oh my God. Yeah, we got to get into this because I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna go out and say this. I had, without a doubt,
the greatest time,
the coolest 48 hours of my entire life. It was a little longer. It was what? Maybe like 50 plus hours. I had the coolest 50 hours of my life.
Can I just take off my shades and enjoy story time? Like, what's up, man? So let's go.
So
we got any snacks
for the people that don't follow and don't know what happened to me? I got to start from the beginning.
Started from the bottom. Now I'm here.
So about 10 days ago. What's today?
Today's Wednesday.
No, so maybe about 2 weeks ago. About 2 weeks ago.
2 semanas.
I get a phone call from a good friend of mine, Cypher Sounds. Cypher Sound calls me. He's like, yo. He's like, yo, what's good? I'm like, chilling, what's up? He's like, what are you doing next week? I said, I'm on the road in the weekend, but during the week, I'm just doing spots here in the city. Why, what's up? He goes, Dave wants you to come out to his club. And I go, who the fuck is Dave? And he was like, Dave Chappelle. I said, oh, that Dave. Because I'm not, you say Dave, I'm not in that world where that's the only Dave. I'm thinking you talking about Dave, the door guy, at the stand. And he's like, no, Chapelle. I said, he wants me to go to his club. He said, yeah, he's putting on, his club is finally opening in Yellow Springs, Ohio. And he's doing opening week. And he asked for a couple of New York killers to be brought up to rock out at his club. And your name was mentioned to him. And he wants you to come out. I said, when you say he wants me to come out, what are we talking financially? Like, am I paying for this coming out, or am I being,
summoned?
Yeah, am I being sent for? Mm-hmm. And he was like, "Nah, you're being sent for. Like you."
Ooh.
I said, private. He said no.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay.
You got to establish the parameters.
No, you got to know your worth.
Know your worth.
Totally.
Know where you're getting to. Anyway,
yeah, know your worth.
The win is coming.
Yeah. So I say private. He said no, absolutely not. I said, okay, I'll go coach. That's not a problem. Where am I staying? He goes, Dave's house. I said, who's Dave? He said, Chapelle. Because again, I'm thinking he's thinking Dave, his chauffeur.
Okay.
That has a house and I could stay there. He's like, no, Dave has a house in Ohio. He bought a couple houses where his friends can stay when they come visit him because the town doesn't have like a real hotel like that. So I said, okay, I'm down. Who's going? And he tells me it's me, you, Saif, me, and 3 other comics, Matt Richards, Caitlin Palufo, Daniel Simonson.
Shout out to Matt.
Funny comics. I said, okay, this is a good group. I know all of them. This is a good group. So I say, yeah, I'm down. He said, okay, I'll send you all the flight information. His name. I don't think anything of it. Because I'm like that. When I hear stuff, when I have stuff that people get like really excited about it, I decide I'm going to cross that bridge when I come from. I'm not going to set up my expectations for what this is going to be, and then it doesn't turn out to be that.
Right. So, and to build off that, because you're not thinking about that, that's probably why you forgot to think about asking for a +1. But anyway, I'm sorry.
Right.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. When I heard about it, I didn't even rationalize how it was real.
I'll get to my point in the story as we continue.
I didn't even think it was real. I remember I told a couple people and they were like, "What? This is insane."
Yeah, that's hard to comprehend.
And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know." And people were like, "Well, what is it gonna be?" And I'm like, "I don't really know. I didn't ask no question." This is why I think I get invited for.
Smart.
I don't ask questions. I'm not the guy that's like, "What?" I'm just like, yes or no. If I can go, I'll be there. I'll cross that bridge.
How many minutes?
You'll figure it out.
Right.
You'll figure it out.
So it was supposed to be for 4 days. It was supposed to be for 4 days. But I had the weekend scheduled already for Tyler in Texas, where I was supposed to be there Friday, Saturday, come back to New York Sunday. And there was a part of me that was like, I could cancel my weekend and just spend the whole 4 days in Yellow Springs with Dave. But then I was like, I think me knowing Dave for who he is, I think he would appreciate more the fact that I was leaving to go work than decide to cancel work to have like a quote unquote fun time in Yellow Springs. So I was like, I can only do 2 days. And he was like, no problem. Dave said, come down for 2 days and then you could leave Friday. So they booked me my flight from New York to Ohio. We went to Dayton, and then leaving Dayton to Dallas when I leave Friday. So the day comes Wednesday. I head to the airport. I'm flying American. They booked me American. I'm a Delta guy. I don't even know.
I can't even get into American.
I don't even know what's going on.
We need a sponsorship.
I don't disaster.
Know. Yeah, I don't know what's happening over there.
Definitely
like I'm there like a judgmental. I'm like, this is how y'all be flying, you know?
No.
But it's fine. I see the other comics at the airport. I run into Caitlin and Daniel, and we got there's like 4 people on the entire plane. We almost flew private.
It was almost private.
It was almost private.
It was private.
It's an Ohio PJ.
Was it at least first class or?
It wasn't first class, but the plane was empty, so everything is first class.
It's private.
It was like 6 people on the flight, no exaggeration.
It was private,
including 3 of us who were comics.
Perfect.
So, we're all on the plane. We're all like,
it was chartered.
Yeah, we could say that. You could say that. Plus, 3 other 4 families, 5 people. Yeah.
Okay.
We're all on the plane. Like, we don't know what this is gonna be. This is our first time. I had met Dave several times before, but never in like a real intimate setting. It was always like in a big group. We hung out in Abu Dhabi when I went out there for the Abu Dhabi Comedy Festival. And I see him at the Comedy Cellar all the time. I see him at the stand. I had opened for him a couple times at the stand. So, we had that. So it wasn't like my first time being around or meeting him. But I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what we were getting into. And we get there. He has, there's a driver waiting for us at the top shelf, driver, brand new Suburban waiting for us at the airport. We get in the car, we're talking to the driver, and we're like, we don't know where we're headed. We're like driving through farms. We don't know nothing.
Yeah.
It's the woods.
And he's like, you guys are going to love it. This is like, we do this all the time. I'm always picking up celebrities who are flying in and going to Dave's compound. And we're like, okay. We show up to the place. It's a old timey bed and breakfast in the middle of town. Nice, quaint place. Like this is like it has like 8 to 10 rooms. It's a house that has like 8 to 10 rooms, all with bathrooms. It's great. It's nice. It's not fancy, but very old fashioned and cool. Very, very cool.
We love a B&B.
Yeah. It's very cool. So we're sitting there. Me and Daniel goes up. He's unpacking. We're sitting there in the living room, me and Caitlin, we're just catching up. I knew Caitlin from the time she started comedy, so we're old friends. So we're catching up, about what's going on with our lives, like dating world, whatever. We're just sitting in the living room talking. She's like, "Oh, what are you about to do?" I was like, "I think I'm gonna take a nap. Get ready for whatever tonight may bring." And she's like, "Yeah,
that's a real adulthood point. You got a nap,
right?" And she's like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna go get a coffee. I googled there's like a cute coffee shop a couple blocks away. I think I'm gonna go." We're like, "Okay, cool." We start talking for a little bit. We hear like, cause the door had a code. We hear like a door code. Beep 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 beep. We're like, "Oh, somebody's at the door." The door opens. Dave walks in.
What?
Dave, the chauffeur?
No, the Chapelle.
Okay.
Dave Chappelle walks in. We're sitting in the living room. Dave walks in. He just walks in. He's like, "Hey guys, what's going on? Like, so glad you could make it." And we're like, we're being cool. We're like, I had to move some things around, but we're here. We made it work. He's like, "You guys don't understand. Like, I appreciate this so much that you guys will come out here. Thank you so much. Like, I'm gonna make sure you guys are gonna have a great time. It's gonna be cool." And we're like, "Yeah, no, Dave, whatever, it's whatever. We're being cool, We're like, whatever you want." Then he goes, "I got some errands I need to run. Do you guys want to come run them with me?" What? And in my head, I'm like, "Nah, I got a nap." But then I'm like, what are you kidding me?
Sleep is for the dead.
Yeah, it's no sleep this whole weekend. I'm like, "Yeah, let me go put on a shirt." I'm shirtless. I'm like, "Yeah, Dave, let me go put on a shirt and let me tell Daniel," because the other comic is not there. So I go put on a shirt. I was like, "Daniel, Dave downstairs, and he wants us to go like run errands with him." And he's like, "All right." So he walks down. Caitlin is like, "Forget the coffee. We're gonna go run errands." We walk down, and I'm slow because I gotta watch what I can say and what I can say. Not that nothing was crazy, but just I don't want to give his personal stuff away because he allowed us into his personal world.
That's what I was gonna ask. Did he say it like that or politely, or did he say it like, "It's Dave Chappelle, nigga"? You know, like did he say it like this?
No, he was. I mean, the most polite, sweetest dude.
This is a skit. Do you want to run errands with Dave Chappelle?
Hitting Target with Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
Yo, what up, adulterers? I'm sorry to interrupt the episode, but your boy is back on tour and I'm adding dates as we speak. So make sure you check out IanLarryLive.com for more of my road dates. But if you want to see me live this weekend, the 10th through the 12th, I'm at Helium Comedy Club in Indianapolis, Indiana. The following week, April 18th and 19th, I am at... Where am I? Oh, I'm at the Comedy Port in Baltimore, Maryland. Make sure you guys get your tickets, 18th and 19th. I got Dallas Comedy Club coming up next month. I got Laugh Boston. A lot of people were asking me to come to Boston. I'm coming to Boston on May 10th. I'll be at the Rogue Island Comedy Festival, May 22nd to the 21st, and Dallas to 24th, and Dallas Comedy Club, May 30th to the 31st. Get your tickets, IanLarryLive.com. Come see me on the road because the new hour is cooking. First of all, when we leave the house, he's like, I apologize. Like we're walking out the house, he's like, I apologize, my car's a little janky. We walk out and let's just say the car was not janky.
Okay.
I made a joke. I'm like, oh, this brand new spaceship, whatever it is janky. And he's like, nah, I just got some stuff in the back. He had a newspaper in the back. He threw it to the thing. That's it. We get in the car. We don't know where we going. Like we get in the car. We're talking. It's us three, Dave and his partner. We're talking. He's giving us, the rundown. He's like, thank you guys for coming. Like we're opening the club now. I'm so glad you guys can make it up. The shows tonight are sold out. It's going to be great. We're going to have a good time. You guys are going to kill it. And he's like, I just need to do a couple things real quick. He drives us to this place. Again, I don't want to give up too much of his personal stuff. This place in the middle of whatever. It's in the middle of nothing really. And outside, it looks kind of like not anything. But then we walk in and it is the coolest man cave I have ever seen. Like on the outside, it looks like a barn. And in the inside is the coolest man cave that it's ever been.
That's how you got to do it.
OH.
That's how you got to do it. We go in there and as soon, mind you, right now it's 2:30 in the afternoon. When we go in there, Dave immediately goes behind the bar. What do you guys have to drink? He's like, I'm gonna get you guys drunk before 5 p.m. So, and I have been off alcohol. I have been off alcohol for a little while, but
it's Dave Chappelle.
But I was drinking. I was like not drinking. I was more like just drinking wine and staying off the hard liquor. But I'm like, I'm in OH, baby. I'm like, let's pour it up.
Yeah.
We start drinking. Dave starts such a wise person, just starts dropping gems.
He's a philosopher.
On comedy and the business and entertainment and just affirming that, the stuff that we're doing, how you got to stay focused and stay strong and stay true to the game and all this stuff. And it's just... like we're just in awe. Like every once in a while, like as the comics, we look at each other like we can't believe this is happening.
A master class.
Yeah, we can't believe we're getting like this one-on-one.
Wow.
Like
that's crazy.
Like, it feels fake.
That's crazy.
What were you gonna say?
Do you understand like how crazy that is?
Like
it's insane. I mean, his whole place is full of photos with like the most notable people to ever exist. And he's given us a rundown of like this. Like we took this photo here. This person came out to Ohio here. We took it here. We took it here.
Was he smoking a cigarette
the whole time? I don't think he ever was not. I don't think he ever. I mean, my whole clothes.
Like Dave, I have a crazy Dave Chappelle story, but like that's crazy.
And I mean, obviously, I just respected Dave as like a person and a comic from the little that I've got to know of him. But the more you get to know of him, the more you realize that he's just not. Like he's just like a different.
He's a great
person.
Man.
He's just like a different person. Like his sageness and like experience. Wow. I mean, he's been doing comedy over 35 years. Since I think so. He's longer than my life.
Yeah.
So the amount of stuff that he knows and the amount of people that he knows, and I mean, it was just gem after gem. And I'll try to like mention some of them, but some of them are more like personal, which I don't want to give, but. One of them I remember because we're in the thing and he's asking him like one of the we were asking him like all these pictures were like some of the most notable people, like some of the most famous people to ever exist. Like he has portraits of not portraits, just photos of him and them, and a lot of them came to Ohio. And we were like, one comic asked, she was like, Dave, do you still get starstruck from seeing these people? And his answer kind of shocked me. He was like, yeah. He was like, even after 40 years in this business, I still get starstruck. He's like, I'm still shocked by these things. He was like, even with you guys. And we was like, what do you mean? He was like, even with you guys, like, it's a starstruck. Like, I want you guys to like me. I want you guys to have a good time. Like, I still care about that stuff. Which I'm like, so many people have made it try to normalize the idea of like not caring and not like, like not caring about anything and thinking you're the coolest. And here we are with like literally the coolest person and one of the richest people to ever do this art form that we decided to do. And he's telling us like, nah, like I still care about it. It still bothers me. And I'm still concerned and I still want people to like me.
Wow.
I think a lot of people, have abandoned that. And we've normalized the idea of being cool. Like, well, nobody likes me. I'm just an asshole and that's cool. That's just what it is. I'm just a dick that people hate. But hearing somebody from such a high place be like, no, I still care. Even from you guys, I still care. I want you guys to like me. Like, I still want to be like a good person. That was like a deep one. Then his nurse comes by. He has a private nurse who
with the IV drip.
With the IV drips. He's like, you guys dripping? And I was like, you think I'm not when I am?
You gotta drip.
Tie me up. So she comes through, just gives me the works. And he's like, yeah, you guys could drink the whole time. Don't worry, because we gonna get IVs and you just gonna bounce back.
Yo.
So we're drinking. I don't know if you ever drank with impunity.
No.
That's a t-shirt.
I mean, that's definitely a t-shirt. This guy
drinking with impunity.
He's 2 for 2.
With a little IV drip.
Sell it in Fort Lauderdale on spring break.
Yeah. You're 2 for 2
No,
right
that's like you'll sell out.
You'll sell out.
Please nobody steal our ideas. Because these are like money-making ideas that we just broadcast to tens of people.
Bro, you're on fire right now.
Yeah, no, like he drinking with impunity. I mean, that's
the album.
there's nothing like it when you can drink with the freedom of like no hangover. I got a drip coming.
Bro, what? That should be our comedy special.
And there's something about being in the middle of nowhere. And your only real job is to report that night. I'm like, you don't have to wake up and take a bunch of meetings. Like you're in a fake universe for 2 days.
I mean, for sure. I feel like there's so much things to talk about. First of all, what Dave has done to the town of Yellow Springs, Ohio. It is like, as a big city guy, I feel that that is the epitome of making it. He is, and I don't mean this in an arrogant way, but he is like the sun over there, where the whole ecosystem of that town revolves around what he does.
Wow.
And he only wants to do good for it. He's turned it into like, it's just the middle of nowhere, 3,000 people, and he's the king. Like, he walks through that town, no security, by himself. Everybody sees him. They're like, hey Dave. Well, I saw the farm. It's looking good. And it's just, it's a sight to see. He walks in over there how he could never walk in New York.
It's Chapelleville.
Yeah, like I've seen him in New York. He needs full security, a full security detail when he walks in New York. Over there, he's by himself.
It's also like being from the Midwest and knowing he did this in this town. Like, I'm from Cincinnati, but like I'm from a little bit further out. It's like, what I really respect about him is being from the Midwest. I'm like, a lot of people like to make jokes and money on assuming that the people in the Midwest don't have taste. It's like not true. It's just, we don't have the infrastructure. Like, if you build it, if you build quality comedy clubs, if you build quality amusement parks, gyms, restaurants, people will come and they want to spend their money. They just haven't had the option before.
But then at the same time too, I feel like he does it intentionally because it's people not going. You know what I mean? Like, you can still feel like a normal person.
Yeah.
I feel like that has to, he must emphasize and like respect that too, where it's just like, I'm at just being in New York and having to, like, it's kind of crazy when you're that humble of a person, but you have to walk with a security detail. Like, you could lose your human side, your humanality. I don't even know if that's a real word.
You getting emotional?
I think so. But nah, because to hear you say that, where it's just like, he kind of just wants to feel like a person. You know what I mean?
He's in his hometown.
Yeah.
I used to have a reservation about using the term GOAT because I was like, what is a GOAT? What is that? What is that? There's so much talented people in this art form and in every art form that I'm hesitant to give the title to somebody of the greatest of all time.
This is kind of random, but like, you know, we had the empanadas. I feel like I would do a curry goat empanada if we had the oxtail. I'm sorry. You're talking about goat. I'm sorry.
No, I hear you.
I got hungry. That could be ours. I'm sorry. I'm from Flatbush. My bad.
No, I hear you. No, but the greatest of all time. Damn. Now, I feel like he has to wear that crown. Like that's crown.
That is he.
That is his crown, because obviously what you see him do on stage is, and I don't care what you think about, if you're listening to this, I don't care about what you think about like maybe certain specials or certain things. Maybe, you know, a lot of people get offended, you know, with the trans or whatever the case may be. I don't care how you feel about that. Pound for pound, like when you see this man work, pound for pound, you understand why he's so good on stage at what he does.
He's a master.
Like he's a master. He's a Bruce Lee level.
I was gonna say,
of comedian.
He's a black belt comedian.
I mean, he's like
by far.
But yeah, but aside from, I mean, I'm not. This is no secret. The people listening know this.
Yeah.
But the gold crown just comes from like what he does for other people too. Like, there's a level of superstardom there's in sports where, especially like in a sport like basketball, where it's like, we already know you can score 40 points every night, but how are you making the team better and the league better?
And you're a practitioner.
Right. And he's doing those things. So I have to give him his flowers for that.
Wow.
And just to like, I mean, there's so much different things to touch on. I feel like a lot of the stuff within like the next few episodes, I'll probably be getting into it more.
Wow.
Because I just can't break everything down.
Yeah.
To think. But let's just say, if you have the opportunity to go to the YS Firehouse, the Yellow Spring Firehouse, that's Dave Chappelle's club, the Yellow Spring Firehouse, this thing is going to be sold out every time. So
really, if
you ever have the opportunity to get tickets. He has so much people, like so many big names come into this small town. I think it's like 300 seat room. You're going to get to see, if you're anywhere near the Midwest, you're going to get to see, if you're up on it, follow the page, some of the biggest, like the people you would see in Madison Square Garden, you're going to get to see them for an affordable price in a 300 seat venue in the middle of a small town in Yellow Spring, Ohio.
That's crazy.
Because Dave Chappelle is making that possible.
Yo, that's crazy. And the fact that like you're announcing that too, like that's even crazier.
I mean,
that's incredible.
We were sitting with him in his man cave when he made the announcement to the world. Like, he literally pulled out his phone and makes the announcement to the world that the Yellow Springs Firehouse is open for business. We worked with him on like, we're literally sitting there with Dave Chappelle trying to brainstorm like what a good caption for it would be.
Yo,
he's like, I hate social media.
This is crazy.
He's like, I hate social media. What do you guys think is a good caption? So we're all throwing out caption ideas for him. Like, what about this? What about that? What about this?
Yo, that's crazy. Like,
he posted video on his page and the Yellow Springs Firehouse Instagram. He posted simultaneously. Then we sit there and watch his phone blow up from some of the biggest people calling him, FaceTiming him. Yo, congratulations. Whatever you need. When can we come out there? And I don't want to get too personal on who the people were, but the biggest people on the planet are calling him, FaceTiming him. And he's sitting there like, thank you. I'm with Ian and Caitlin. And they're like, who are these idiots? You know? And we're like, hey, you know, and then you're like, yeah, whatever, put Dave on. And then and we're looking at each other with an IV in our arm, like it is insane that one day we decided to go to an open mic for stand-up comedy. We decided to pay $5 to perform stand-up comedy. And this is where the universe has brought us.
Yo, this is crazy. I don't know if you understand. Like, I mean, clearly you understand because you were there, but like,
I think this talking about it is the first time where I'm really getting grounded in it.
Like, this is crazy. This is like, has the potential of being one of those moments that like nudged comedy in a totally different direction.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like,
the motivation that we left Ohio with to artistic motivation.
Yeah.
Not financial, because it was not a thing about financial. It was like, it felt like an artistic retreat with one of the greatest people to do it of all time.
Bro.
We got that opportunity. That's insane. There's only like, like the 99.9% of people who choose to do this art form would never get to have that opportunity. That
when did Dave started him when he was like 19,
14,
14, right? And he's what? He's in his 50s.
He's 51.
Like, if you think about it from, like you said, from a sports perspective, like LeBron has been doing it since he was 18. He came into the league at 18 and he's 40 now, right? So now imagine 4 years, Dave started professionally before and he's been doing it till he's 52.
He's been doing it 15 years longer than LeBron's been in the league.
I can't even imagine the level of like Mr. Miyagi he was dropping, even by just being regular, not even being intentional about dropping it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a master.
He's dropped so much. There was several times, and this is this is the Dave Chappelle glazing episode. This is what it is.
You might have to blurt that out.
Yeah, this is the glaze episode.
Nah,
that's what the young people. That's what they call it when you give credit to people.
Yo, give her flowers, bro. It's
Johan,
Dave.
please blurt out all the curses.
Please.
He dropped so much gems that there was times, this happened like 3-4 times throughout the days that I was there, where he said stuff and I was like, what'd you say? And he was like, I forgot. And I was like, no, this part. And he was like, oh, I said this, that, and that. I was like, yeah, like that is sage advice. That is like Mr. Miyagi level advice.
Do we have time for one more? Like, is there one that you can give without giving away anything, but like, or at least your perspective on the lesson? Like another.
Yeah, I'll give you a big one because this one stuck with me. And Dave was telling me this the whole time I was there.
So he kept reiterating
because it stuck with me, and I made it known that it had stuck with me. So he kept repeating it to me like in a joking way. Yeah. And this has to do really with comedy, but it really can apply to whatever you do, to whatever facet you do. And it has to the thing with the nobody cares work hard is similar to that. He was talking about when he was like young and his dad passed away and he was trying to like, get his career off the ground. And he had, like many artists have, he had his holdups about, the business and how it wasn't, producing for him how he thought it should produce, and his complaint about people blowing up faster than he felt that he should blow up, and people doing bits that he, was doing better, whatever. And he told me that he was telling his dad, he was complaining to his dad about it, and he was pouring out, his reservations about the business and about comedy and about the art form. And his dad was like, if you're mad about where your career is and you're mad about people, doing the same material or taking your stuff, all you have to do is write faster, like write more bits. And I was like, that is such a simple level of advice, but I don't know why when he told me that, it hit me like something rang off in my head where I was like, yeah, write faster. Like you can write, obviously, because you're writing and your work has gotten you to this position. So if you feel that it's not coming fast enough, do the thing that got you to this position faster. That's simple.
That's so genius.
Genius.
And when it comes to podcasts, because like at the end of the day, every single podcast is generally talking about what's in the news. I'm like, put yours out first. Have your take first.
Genius.
Get to it first.
I literally, and this was late in the, like he dropped this one on us like later in the night after we were like all drinking and we had been drinking the whole day and we were like hanging out and after of like the show. And I literally like, it shocked me to my core when I was like, write faster. Like, yeah, that is it. Like, just do it faster. Like, why didn't I think of that? Like,
that is really, really genius.
And the next day, I remember like, so the night rap, because I kept saying, I was like, yeah, write faster. Like, that's it. Just write faster. And then the next day, I woke up and me and Saif, we went to like get coffee. So I walked into a coffee shop in town and I just went to get a coffee. And Dave just happened to be walking by. He was running his errands during the town and he saw me in the coffee shop and he comes in the coffee shop and he's like, yo, Ian. I'm like, what's up, Dave? And he's like, write faster. And then he just closed the door and left. And I was like, hell yeah, Dave. And I was like, I can't believe this happening. So he has a merch shop. He has the Dave Chappelle merch shop in town.
Of course.
And he sent us all to the merch shop. He was like, go to the merch shop, take whatever you want. Like, I didn't have enough luggage to bring the stuff back that I wanted. But I'm definitely gonna be back. Like I'm definitely gonna be back, and I'm gonna take bigger luggage this time.
And I'm like, let me know. I'll like get my hometown friends to come out.
Yeah,
I'm not kidding. It's also such an epic idea where it is because like people will go into the woods for music festivals or restaurants. Why not comedy clubs?
Right. And this is not like this isn't really the woods. Like what he has done for that town.
It's the burbs.
It is like that's my goal now. Like I'm a big city guy. I want to get famous enough where I move to a small town somewhere and turn it into
Ian Laraville.
Yeah. That's what I want. And to talk about the shows, because that's why we went out. Basically, the whole point of Dave bringing us out, he wanted. He just got the club is open and he just got his liquor license. He has all these huge comedians and musicians coming out. This week Wu-Tang is there, just to give you guys an idea. He got like Justin Timberlake coming, and Justin Timberlake said he wanted to spend a week there. But before he opened the doors to all these huge names, he wanted some real comedians who are really doing this to go to his club. And basically, it's Soundcheck. It's basically an extension of the Soundcheck series where he wanted us to go there and work out the kinks of the club.
Did they film it?
Yes, this club is, there's not a club that's competing with it. It's just the top of the line. He has a 6-camera Netflix level shoot.
Wow.
On every show. So we're in the green room. He has an 80-inch movie screen in the green room showing what's going on in the showroom. And as every comic is up, it looks like it's the comic's Netflix special. Like it's that quality where you're like, this looks like his Netflix special.
And it's genius because then it's like you're just gonna fly there and do your
special, of course. And
it's a genius idea.
Is this like a thing, or should we talk about this offline? Because it's like, is this the next Netflix thing that he does with them? Like, you know how they
like
have
a series?
a series, or am I going too far? Am I reaching right now? Because Dave Chappelle's Soundcheck is incredible.
Well, should I shut up? Not only does Dave do all the things that I just mentioned for us, and there's stuff that I'm leaving out because to. I don't have enough time to talk about all the things that he did for us. But not only does he do all the stuff that I previously named, but on the second day, he comes to us and tells us, guys, I didn't want to tell you guys this yesterday because I didn't want you guys to get like nervous or in your heads about this. But I have the executives from Netflix are flying in today. I'm flying them in today. They're going to come see the show. So you guys are going to have the opportunity to perform in front of the comedy decision makers of Netflix. Now, I personally, I already knew them because I had met them before. So I already had a friendly relationship with them. But the idea that somebody would, bring them up, because he could have brought them up when he had Chris Rock up there. Yeah. But he didn't. He brought them up when he had us up there and allowed us to showcase in front of him. And like, we were just like, we couldn't thank you enough for and we all been doing it long enough to know that in this business, like in most things, like nothing means anything, but everything means something.
Yo, what if you were like a jerk and was like, hey, I'm not coming out unless it's private? Like, imagine if you would have been like a diva like that. That's crazy. Do you understand how special this is?
There's no world where that would have been.
That's crazy, right?
Because I literally have never flown private in my life.
That's crazy.
It's floating.
So the idea that I wouldn't have done it for this would have been crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
But just to talk about the shows for like a little bit. So Dave hosted the shows. So he hosted shows. So literally the show comes out. He has like a DJ play him up.
Syph?
People don't know. No. He got a local DJ who's fired too. I'm forgetting his name. I'll get the name for the next episode. But shout out to him playing all the tunes. And he like, I guess the audience thinks it might be like a warm up or nothing. But the DJ comes on. They like, everybody get your hands together. Dave Chappelle. He just comes out, like takes control of the room, starts killing immediately. starts bringing up each of the comics. We make the lineup. He starts bringing up the comics. Just giving a genuine introduction, like heartfelt introduction about, you know, each person. Like wow. On the first night, I think I went up first. No, I went up second on the first night, and it was tough. The first night it was tough. Dave kind of buried me in that he was doing his like killer local material, just murdering. So damn, it wasn't bad though. It was fine, but it was a hard follow. Yeah, it's hard to follow. Yeah, even with his introduction, which was such a sweet introduction. Like he was like, bro, this is crazy. For mine, I wish I could get the tape of just my introduction, like just to have that. Like I would like to have that.
Yeah, definitely get a copy.
I would listen to that every morning.
I don't think they giving them out, but I would love if I could get that. But just to hear him, his first introduction was like, to me, was like, you know, this guy, I didn't know him. I don't know him personally, but when I asked for, you know, some killers in New York, his name kept bringing it up and kept being brought up. And I wanted an opportunity to showcase him at this club. He's like, you guys don't even know the level of talent that you guys are about to see. Like this, like, forget about the famous people. Like, these are the people you guys need to know. He already has an HBO special, multiple appearances on the Tonight Show. Like, get your hands together, Ian, Lara, you know, and I'm like, wow, Dave, you know, that means the world. Thank you for the opportunity. You know, and I do my thing. And it was fine. I had a good set. It was fine. But the second night, you know, after the first night, you get to feel more of like the stage. You're like, okay, those jitters are out. And you're like, okay, now I know like what I need to do. And on the second night, the introduction even better. He's like, I had not seen this guy, but I watched him yesterday. And when I'm telling you, you guys are going to love him. So funny, like a guy you need to be watching. You need to be, has done Ian. I'm like, oh my God, this is like, I'm like a kid at Disney World. Yeah. At the time, it moves so fast that you don't even realize like what you're experiencing. Yeah. And where we at in time, Amir? Yeah. 57. All right. Well, we'll wrap this up. Maybe we'll get into more of it. On next week's episode. One? So yeah. So tune back next week. I'll finish the Dave Chappelle story, and I'll tell you about Tyler, Texas, also. But
can I ask some questions?
Please.
Do you feel like comedy is in a new golden era? I was thinking about this earlier, just on my random like meditations, because like this sounds incredible, bro. Like it feels like comedy is in a space where it's gone through whatever life or society was going through with like the whole woke stuff, and then topics you can't talk about. Like I feel like we've gone through that uncomfortableness where now it's at an elite level. And like, do you feel like this is just like someone almost passing the torch? You know what I mean? Like I feel like you're about to go on a magic run. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, it's tough for me to say if comedy is in its golden era right now.
In a new golden era.
I think that's better said in hindsight. I think when you're going through it, a lot of times, I don't know if it is. I think there's some great people who are doing great work, and who still take this artistry, this art form serious, and those people are not necessarily the people that you hear about and you know about the most, who have the most popular podcasts. Not to say that the people who aren't also those people, but there's also a group of people who aren't at that level, who are doing great work in comedy and who are next up, like who you will be listening to. It might take a little longer, but they're coming. Yeah, they're for sure coming.
They're in it.
Yeah, they're for sure coming. I think comedy's in an interesting place right now, because I think ticket wise, there is a golden era where you have more comedians doing arenas and theaters and selling out comedy clubs than ever. But at the same time, I think a lot of the people who are doing these things, not all of them, but some of them, they're not doing it necessarily because they're great comedians. A lot of them are doing it because they're great at podcasting. And a lot of them are great at, like, you know, crowd work clips. A lot of them are great at social media.
But the actual art form, they might not have gotten to a level where someone who's doing it every day and in a tough environment like New York City.
Right.
Let's keep it 1,000. I know you travel a lot, but also like New York City, and you're in the clubs. You text Ian, yo, I got a spot tonight. I got a spot tonight. I got a spot tonight. And then you're on the road from Thursday to what? Sunday?
Yeah.
Like the repetitions that you're getting and like having done a special is like incredible. But now you're at this point where like you are actually like a practitioner of the art form. You know what I mean?
There's some, I think that's an interesting question, because I think the golden age of comedy, I think you're going to see it, and I don't think it's going to come from the people who you now think it's coming from.
Yeah.
I think
It's coming from the streets.
Fame-wise is the most famous comedians ever. Like right now. Like more comedians are playing Madison Square Garden than ever. It used to be like, bro. It used to be like one or two people who would play Madison Square Garden. But now there's comedians doing it thing. And there's comedians at the top right now who deserve it and put in all their work and are reaping the benefits of 20 plus years of grinding out and working. But that's not everybody. There are also some people who have snuck in on the riding the coattails of them being, and I'm not taking it away from them, they're really, really good at something else. Yeah. That has made them these huge people on stage. But they were never they were never as good on stage as they were behind a mic or doing a street or doing some character that they do on Instagram. And shout out to all those people, because you still got to give them their flowers, because they are great at something and they have parlayed their greatness at whatever thing they do into being these massive ticket sellers. But there is like a sleeper level of comedians who haven't got the notoriety and the fame yet, who are coming and are working and are writing faster.
That is fire.
Writing faster.
So
write faster.
Yeah. So I think comedically, look out for that.
That's incredible.
And I'll talk about more stuff on the other episode about what we did. Okay. But also in it doesn't have to be in any type of art form. It could be just, we have a lot of people listening who have regular jobs, regular 9-to-5s. When I say regular, I just mean professional 9-to-5s. I'm not trying to diminish whatever anyone does, but motivation is lacking, can lack in anything you do, and whatever path you have. And hearing it from like somebody at the top of the mountain of like the importance of like staying grounded and believing in it and believing in the work that you do. Just really believing in that I'm doing my best at this, and one day people are going to realize it, and I'm going to stay patient, and I'm going to continue to do the work, and I'm going to continue to pay my dues until the time that I can move to a town and become the king.
Ian Laraville.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's incredible.
That's volume 104.
Wow.
104. Yeah, we'll come back next week because I got more stuff that I need to get that I want to talk about.
What a journey.
But no, yeah, to everybody, I mean, everybody who listen, you're never gonna experience the stuff I've experienced. But
that's a t-shirt.
Yeah, but you can live vicariously through Adulthood podcast. And I'm like a vessel. I'm a vessel to relay this inspiration in whatever avenue and field that you are embarking on. If you need the motivation, stay true to the game.
Did you just compare yourself to Jesus?
Kind of. We have similarities. Okay. I'm not saying that I am Jesus. I would never say that, because that's blasphemous. But,
no, we don't.
But I am made in His image.
Amen. Corinthians.
Right. And to those people, stay true to it. Stay true to the art form.
That's a fact.
Believe in what you do.
Yeah. And
stay real, and don't look for shortcuts. In fact, drive straight past the shortcuts. Look at the shortcuts like you're on a highway, and the shortcuts, you don't know where they lead. You don't want them to take you off the highway. The destination is at the end of the highway.
Damn.
But the destination is irrelevant, because the important part is the ride. So make sure you enjoy the ride and stay true to it, and continue to believe in yourself even when nobody does, because that's part of the process.
Damn.
This guy just wrote a fortune cookie.
Seriously, 80 fortune
What am I supposed to? I can't even. It's Adulthood podcast.
Adulthood podcast, volume 104, Sunday, April 6th. We'll see you next week. I hope you listen to this podcast,
play this again,
episode, and I hope you're motivated, because I definitely am.
Yeah, run this back and write notes. This was a good one.
Peace.
Later.
Thank you for listening.